Cruise lines make billions. Not from your ticket, from everything they sell you after you board. I spent 7 years working in the middle of that sales machine. And here's what I learned. Some of the best services on the ship cost absolutely nothing. You just have to know how to ask. I worked on 3 different cruise lines over 7 years, and I watched the same scene unfold every single time. Passengers board the ship, grab their cards, settle into their cabins, and then start opening their wallets without even realizing it. For the spa, for specialty restaurants, for little celebrations, sometimes even for things that were already included. I don't blame them. Nobody tells them otherwise. It's not in the brochures, it's not in the welcome speech, there's not even a small note in the cabin folder. But I stood behind those invisible lines for 7 years, and I don't want to keep what I saw to myself anymore. Let me be clear from the start. Cruise ships are floating economies. There's a sales point at every corner, a target behind every smile. That's not a bad thing, it's just a business model. But inside that model, there are gaps nobody talks about. Services that are completely legal, completely accessible, but quietly sitting there, waiting. Today I'm going to tell you about those gaps, what's actually free, how to access it, and why nobody says these things out loud. On the first day when you step onto the ship, everyone does the same thing. Cabin check, pool exploration, buffet tour. Meanwhile, the spa area stays completely empty. Have you ever asked yourself why nobody goes there? Because when people hear spa, they think massage. When they think massage, they think $150 bill. But everyone who works on the inside knows that spa has thermal pools, saunas, steam rooms, and some of those are completely free on the first day. On embarkation day, the spa team runs an open-door policy. The goal is simple. Get people inside, show them around, then sell packages later. But you can just use the thermal area and leave. Nobody will stop you. Nobody will charge you. On a ship carrying 6,000 passengers, the number of people who actually visit the spa on embarkation day is maybe 40 or 50. Everyone else is bumping into each other in queues, at buffets, around the pool. But you? You could be relaxing in a quiet jacuzzi, a steam room, or stretched out on a heated stone, all while everyone else is living through chaos. On port days, a similar silence takes over. 80% of passengers go ashore. The ship feels almost abandoned. That's when the spa opens its doors again. Between 8 and 11 in the morning, the thermal area is usually free because nobody's using it. Of course, they don't advertise this. But when you walk in and ask, "Can I use the thermal suite today?" most of the time the answer is yes. I remember once we docked in Puerto Rico, almost everyone went into the city. I stopped by the spa out of curiosity. There were 3 people inside. Thermal pool, sauna, relaxation room with ocean views. All empty. And that day, no charge was ever mentioned. The last day works the same way. While everyone's packing bags, settling accounts, stressing out, you could be sitting in a peaceful steam room. All you have to do is ask. Just gather a little courage and take that step. What if you have a special occasion? A birthday, an anniversary, a honeymoon, or just a moment you want to celebrate? Most passengers either buy an expensive package from a restaurant or do nothing at all. But there's a guest relations desk on the ship, and the people behind that desk aren't just there to listen to complaints. When you approach them with the right words at the right time, doors open. I remember an elderly couple who came in once. It was their 50th wedding anniversary, but they hadn't planned anything. The man looked a bit embarrassed and said, "This is a very special day for us, but we didn't know what to do. I don't want to disappoint my wife." By that evening, their cabin had flowers. They had a special table reserved at dinner, and they were even invited to the bridge. They had champagne at sunset while the captain gave a short congratulatory speech. None of it cost a cent. Because cruise lines love happy customer stories. A viral post, a 5-star review, a repeat booking. Those are worth far more than a bouquet of flowers. But be careful. You can't play this card constantly. It works once or twice per cruise. And you always have to be genuine. There's a world of difference between saying, "I want this," and saying, "I want to make this moment special, but I don't know how." The first is an order. The second is an invitation. The crew can tell instantly. Don't try to make up a fake story, they'll know. But if you genuinely have a special occasion, don't hesitate. That door is open to you too. Food works the same way. Every night a menu lands in front of you with 5 or 6 options. But that menu is just the tip of the iceberg. The kitchen is preparing 20 to 30 different dishes at the same time. You loved last night's steak, but it's not on tonight's menu? Ask your waiter. Most likely they can make it happen. Because those ingredients are still there. They're just being cooked differently today. At breakfast, only omelette and fried eggs on the menu. Ask for eggs Benedict, poached eggs, French toast. Even if it's not written down, they can make it. One passenger asked for shakshuka every morning. It was never on the menu, but the chef prepared it specially for him every single day. Free. Because there's a budget allocated for customer satisfaction, and they want to use it. If you don't ask, nobody else does either, and those dishes never get made. How many people do you think actually do this? From what I've seen, maybe 5% at best. Everyone looks at the menu, picks something, places their order. Nobody thinks there might be something beyond that menu. But now you know. Even the buffet has hidden options. You see 4 types of pizza at the pizza station, but you can ask for any combination you want. Half margarita, half barbecue chicken, extra jalapenos. Weird? Maybe, but they'll do it. Special diet menus work the same way. Kosher menu, Indian vegetarian menu, Asian fusion menu. These are ready and waiting on the ship, but nobody asks. If you want to meet the chef at the main dining room, just say, "The food was amazing, I'd love to thank them." The chef will come out, you'll chat, then you say, "I'd love to see the kitchen." 60% chance they'll take you on a free kitchen tour, because they also love having their work appreciated. And then there are VIP events. Cocktail parties for sweet guests, wine tastings, captain's receptions. Most of these have empty spots. Why? Because sweet guests don't go to every event, and those empty spots sometimes get filled. How? On the second day of your cruise, around 5:30 in the evening, go to guest relations. Ask for the cruise director's assistant. Their name is usually in the daily program. And say this: "This is my first cruise, and I really want to understand cruise culture. Are there any special events I could attend?" That phrase is a magic key, because cruise lines love the words cruise culture. They want to include you somewhere. On my last cruise before the pandemic, I tried this myself. I got invited to the suite-only deck party, live music, free premium drinks, seafood platters. Everyone around me was staying in $10,000 cabins. I was in an $800 interior room. Nobody asked, nobody checked. Because I was invited. Room service works the same way. Everyone knows continental breakfast is free. But do you know what else is free? The late-night menu. Active from 11 at night until 6 in the morning, this menu has sandwiches, pizza slices, soups. Free. But you have to specifically ask to see it. The kids' menu works the same. Even if you don't have children with you, you can order a peanut butter sandwich, milk, cookies. Just say, "My nephew is with me. Can I order something for him?" Free. And here's the bomb tactic. Call room service in the morning and say it's our anniversary. Could you add a little surprise to breakfast? What arrives? Champagne or a mimosa. Sometimes a small cake. Free. I tested this myself. I said my wife is feeling a bit unwell. Could you send something light? 30 minutes later, a huge tray arrived. Soup, sandwiches, fruit, crackers, 2 bottles of water, even aspirin. Bill? 0. Fitness is another area. Ship gyms are full of expensive classes. Yoga, $20. Spinning, $25. But free alternatives exist. On the first day, go to the gym, find the personal trainer, and say, "This is my first cruise. Could you show me how to use the equipment?" They'll give you a 30 to 45-minute free orientation. That's basically a personal training session. Go at 6 in the morning or 10 at night. The gym will be empty. The trainers are bored. They'll chat with you, check your form, maybe even work out alongside you. Free, because they have nothing else to do. After yoga class, talk to the instructor. Say you couldn't do some of the poses. They might offer you a free mini lesson, especially if you hint you'll come to the next class. On port days, the ship transforms completely. When most passengers are ashore, if you stay on board, you're royalty. Specialty restaurants are empty. Walk in and say, "I'm curious about your menu. Could I try a few things?" They'll bring you 3 or 4 appetizers, free. They'll want you to make a dinner reservation, but it's not mandatory. There are special activities by the pool, free cocktail making classes, salsa lessons, ice sculpture demonstrations. Why? Because there are few people on board, but the entertainment team still has to work, and they don't want to perform in an empty room. Some ships even run bridge tours on port days. You sit in the captain's chair, see the navigation systems. Normally impossible, but on those days it's possible. Talk to the security manager. Say, "I'm interested in maritime operations. Could I see the bridge?" Sometimes they agree. The ship has hidden corners too. Every ship has areas that look like they're exclusive to suite guests, but are actually open to everyone. The library, for example. Boring? No. Most ship libraries have a free coffee machine inside. Premium coffee, cappuccino, latte. Nobody knows. You sit in comfortable chairs, enjoy the air conditioning, watch the ocean view. A perfect sanctuary. The crew side of the observation deck is the same. Technically open to passengers, but nobody goes there. Best sunset views, wind protected, romantic. The spa relaxation room too. Even if you're not a spa customer, you can walk in and sit. Say, "Can I use the relaxation room for 10 minutes? Most of the time they'll say yes. Heated chairs, relaxing music, sometimes free herbal tea. Let me add something else. What I've told you isn't just about saving money. Yes, you could keep hundreds of dollars in your pocket, but that's not really the point. The real point is seeing the true potential of the cruise experience. Most people board the ship, follow the standard route, and the vacation ends. But inside that ship, there are layers, hidden doors, and all it takes to open those doors is a little curiosity, a little courage, and asking the right question at the right time. For me, the most satisfying moments were seeing the surprise on a passenger's face. When they asked, "Can I really do this?" Tried it, and it worked. That moment made everything worth it. Now I'm passing the same thing to you. This knowledge is yours now. How you use it is up to you. One more tip before I go. Before you set sail, download the ship's app. Most cruise lines have their own app. You can see the daily program, restaurant hours, activities, and sometimes there are deals announced only in the app. On embarkation day, open the app and check what's happening. Some free events are only listed there. And about your relationship with the crew, let me say this. These people work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're away from their families for months. They live in tiny cabins. Your vacation is their workplace. A smile, a thank you, remembering a name. These cost you nothing, but mean everything to them. And you'll notice, when you're kind, when you're respectful, doors open much more easily. That's not a tactic. That's being human. Now I want to ask you a few questions. Which of these things had you heard before? Which ones did you have no idea about? And more importantly, which one are you thinking about trying on your next cruise? I watched these scenes unfold for 7 years. I saw passengers who paid and moved on, and passengers who had a 2-minute conversation and got the same thing for free. The difference wasn't the thickness of their wallet. It was the courage to ask the right question at the right time. And maybe most importantly, it was seeing the person in front of them as a human being. The crew aren't robots. When you treat them kindly, when you're genuine, when you offer a simple thank you, the world changes. Cruise ships, yes, they're floating economies, but not everything inside that economy is for sale. Some of it is just waiting for you to reach out and take it. Every ship has different rules. Every company has different policies. I've drawn a general framework, but before you board, make sure you check your own ship's rules. Company websites, cruise forums have current information. And remember this, the purpose of a cruise vacation is to enjoy yourself. Don't let these tactics turn you into a stressed-out negotiator. Don't be that passenger trying to grab something at every corner. Just be aware, catch the right moment, and don't be afraid to try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not the end of the world. But if it does, that vacation takes on a whole new dimension. If this video helped you, hit the like button. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more cruise secrets. Tell me in the comments which one you're going to try. I'm genuinely curious. And send this video to someone you know who's planning a cruise. Maybe you'll help them save hundreds of dollars. See you in the next video. Safe travels.